Hello and welcome to the Macro Pivot for the week beginning the 2nd of October 2017. New quarter, new month, and also moving into what will be a very, very interesting week for economic data, not just in Australia, but across the globe. I want to just concentrate on Australia. I think at the moment there's some really interesting sort of movements that are happening right now in our market. So let's start with what happens on Tuesday, the RBA. Nothing's going to happen in terms of the underlying rate movement, and that's clear. There is that clear split also between economists in terms of what they believe. So what I want to see is in the statement and where the RBA currently sits. And I actually also want to see more clarification around Philip Lowe's comments lately that Australia is separate to the rest of the global market, and particularly the global central banks, with the fact that we didn't cut rates as hard as the rest of the world did around the GFC. I want him to sort of allude to the idea that, yes, we're seeing economic growth, yes, we believe that there's going to be sort of a 3% movement in that we also believe that they're going to see employment really moving and ratcheting up, and that confidence is also improving. I want him to also sort of therefore dive into inflation, because that's the part at the moment globally that's really becoming quite the sort of the catch point with rate movements in general. What we are now hearing more and more is around financial stability, and that's, I think, what you're going to get out of him. I think what he might allude to, he is very hawkish in terms of what we've been seeing from central bankers over the last sort of 10 to 15 years, Glenn Stevens' case in point, is that he very much talks about financial stability as what the key mandate now is at the central bank. And with that in mind, that's why there are some that are moving to the idea that rates could rise in 2018. I've been fairly prominent in saying I don't believe they will. I don't think he'll need to. And the reason for it is I think the market will organically move in a tightening fashion that therefore will keep him out of the market. But all of that is what I want to see on Tuesday. It then moves to what's happening in the rest of the week. We get building approvals. We also get the trade balance data for both Australia and also China. The trade balance data is the key one here because there is growing signs that it's actually doing quite well, and net exports have been really moving in the right direction, and that therefore brings into their GDP cycle, and certainly something to also be cognizant of as well. I want to finish very quickly on just being aware that also next week will be quite interesting from an admin point of view. There is a huge public holiday, or public week really, going on in China. And that therefore means that what goes on in the commodity cycle next week will be quite sporadic. It will therefore filter through into Q4 numbers. It will also filter through into the trade balance into November. So the Chinese are away all the way through to Wednesday for a national public holiday, and some of them even have public holidays all the way through to Sunday week, the 8th of October. So all of that needs to be part of your thinking for what happens this month as well, and what leads into November. So a bit of admin to finish on, but as I said, the concentration will be on Tuesday and around the RBA.
At InvestSmart, our mission is to help millions of Australians to protect and create their wealth. This is why we now offer a life insurance comparison service. All you need to do is answer a few questions, select your cover, and compare the results. You can compare the benefits of each insurer with our easy-to-use comparison feature. For more information, visit our website or just give us a call.